Okay, so we've got our guitar apart again, and we've done some final sanding on it and finishing on it. One of the things I did over here on the frets was filed the edges of them a little bit. They were a little sharp. So then on to how are we going to finish this thing? Well, after much contemplation, I'm going to do the body in a Minwax Golden Pecan with gloss, and the neck is going to be natural with satin. If I could have got flat, I would have. I don't like a glossy neck on my guitars. I tested a bunch of different ones out on a piece of pine, and that's kind of how I arrived at what I was going to do. So yeah, so on to staining. Okay, so we're going to start on the back. I've already blown the whole guitar off with my air compressor. So this Minwax stain, I want you to put it on and let it sit on for 5 to 15 minutes, and then wipe off all the excess. And then if you want it darker, it wants you to wait 4 to 6 hours and do it again. So I'm going to put one coat on, let it dry, wipe it off, do the sides, and then do the top. So we have to let this stain dry 8 hours before we can clear coat it. So here we go. Make sure we got plenty on there. I sanded the whole body with 220 and then 320. Some parts got 400 because I had to work on a couple of pieces with emery cloth. So kind of interesting to me how the belly cuts got taken on like a darker hue. Kind of interesting. The one thing about staining, the wood does what it wants to do. Alright, so it's been about 15 minutes. The back is, pretty decent color. So we're just going to turn it over on this towel and get after the front. Get the edges. So now it's time to do the neck. So I'm going to use the same Golden Pecan, I think, on the face here, and then the whole back will be, the natural color. There's not a huge difference in stain tones between the two, but that's what I plan on doing. So the rosewood fingerboard, you typically don't finish these. Typically you use like lemon oil on them. So what I'm going to do is use some blue tape, tape off the fingerboard, and then get to staining the backside. Okay, so we've got the fingerboard taped off. start off with doing the golden pecan on there. I love maple. Just looks so cool when you stain it. Okay, now that we've got the front side of the head stained with the same as the body, which they're going to be a little bit different because they're different woods, but we're going to put the natural stain, which really shouldn't have much of a tint at all to it. Should just bring out some of the wood grains. We're going to put that on the neck, the back of the head, and the sides. So here's the neck stained with the natural. I really like how maple looks when it's stained. It just looks awesome. I mean, you can kind of see it here, and it's not even top coated yet, how you get all the cool grains come out. And I love the maple to rosewood transition there. You know, and the stain really brings the marking dots out, you know, really bright. So now we wait to top coat. So here's an entire can of polyurethane on the body and on the headstock. The body's going to need some sanding and maybe another application. This thing is just soaking it up. But not too bad overall. And the headstock just came out beautiful, like glass. So I won't mess with that. But yeah, the body will need just a little bit more maybe. Have to wait probably 3 or 4 days and then sand it down and see what I got.